Good evening, good evening, dear students. How are you? I hope all of you are good. Okay. Uh, so today we'll discuss about physics. So just in everyday life, we see some objects at rest, some other in motion. Okay. Birds fly, fish swims, blood flows through the veins and arteries, and car moves. Atoms, molecules, planets, stars, and galaxies are all in motion, right? We often perceive an object to be in the motion when its position changes with time. However, there are situations where the motion is inferred through a indirect evidence. For example, we infer the motion of air by observing the movement of a dust particle. Can you able to see the movement of the air? No. So, but how can but we can feel, and also you can tell that we can infer that movement of the particles like paper or some things which is moving aside. So from that we can say the air is there. Okay, and the dust. Movement of a dust, movement of a leaves and branches of trees. So what causes the phenomena of sunrise, sunset and changes of a season? So it is due to the motion of the earth. So we know that. So right now it is June, July, September. It is somewhat like rainy season, right? So but after some time it will become a winter, summer. So the seasons are changes. So how the seasons are changes? The seasons are changes according to the motion of the earth. We know that our earth is rotating. Earth is rotating around the sun, isn't? So it is due to the motion of the earth. If it is true, why not we directly perceive the motion of the earth? Okay, an object may appear to be moving for one person and stationary for some other. For the passenger in a moving bus, a roadside trees appears to moving backwards. A person standing on a roadside perceives the bus along with the passenger as moving. However, a passenger inside the bus sees this fellow passenger to be at the rest. What does this observation indicates? So the most motion are complex. So some objects may move in a straight line, other may take a circular path, some may rotate and few other may vibrate. There may be situation involving a combination of this. In this chapter, we shall learn to describe the motion of object along a straight line. Okay, so in this chapter, we'll discuss about the motion of an object in a straight line. So we shall also express such motions through a simple equations and graphs. So the linear graphs and straight line for straight line motion we'll discuss in this chapter. Okay, later we'll discuss about the describing a circular motion in this chapter. Okay, I hope all of you understood till here. So it is very simple. This is introduction of the chapter. So we see that so many objects are moving, rotate. What is that? The seasons are changing, and birds are flying. That the bloods are circulating. So what is all this commonly known as? It's nothing but the motion. So in this chapter, we'll discuss about this motion. Okay. So now we'll discuss about this describing motion. So how can we describe the motion? Okay, see here, is this okay, is this arrow mark is moving here? Are you able to see my arrow mark here? So here is the arrow mark is moving. Is it in motion? Yes, with refer to me it is in motion. Okay, with refer to this arrow mark you are in rest. Do you know what you mean by rest? So an object doesn't change its position. An object doesn't change its position. For example, this the word motion here. So it is not changing its position, right? It is in the rest. Are you able to say it is in rest? Okay, with refer to you, it is at rest. And is describing the word describing is it is it in the rest? Yes, with refer to you, it is in rest. Okay, your mobile is it in rest? Yes, with refer to you, it is in rest. Actually, is it in rest? No. Why it is not in rest? Why? Because we are on the earth, right? We are on the earth. So beautiful planet, blue planet. We are on the beautiful planet Earth. So this Earth is rotating around the sun, right? This Earth is rotating around the sun, right? So therefore, the peoples who are on the Earth also rotate around the sun, right? So are we in the rest now? No, it is not possible. Why? Because Earth is rotating around the sun. So the peoples or the things or whatever it may be on the Earth is also rotating around the sun. But with refer to you, now your mobile is at rest. Okay, that is known as a reference point. Okay, so we describe the location of an object by specifying the reference point. With refer to with refer to you, this arrow mark is moving now. So this is known as a reference point. So let us understand this by an example. Let us assume that a school in a village is 2 kilometers north of the railway station. We have specified the position of the school with respect to the railway station. In this example, the railway station is the reference point. So we could have also uh, chosen other reference point according to our convenience. So therefore, to describe the position of an object, we need to specify a reference point called as origin. Okay, for this the reference point is important. Okay, so how can we define the motion then? So we can define the motion as the okay, now we can define what is motion. So we can define motion as change in position of an object with respect to time and with respect to the fixed frame of reference. With respect to time and fixed frame of reference. Okay, so what is motion? So we can define the motion as change in the position of an object with respect to time and fixed frame of reference. So some of the examples of motion are, so these are all the example of the motion: a book falling off a table, a water flowing from the tap, so rattling windows. So all this exhibits the motion. Okay, so in the okay, so write this as this is the example of the motion. So I hope you understood what you mean motion. An object which change its position, the object which change its position with respect to the time, so we can call it as a motion, and also the fixed frame of reference. So we can define motion as change in the position of an object with respect to time and fixed frame of reference. So example: a book falling off a table, water flowing from the tap, rattle windows, etc., which exhibits motion. And also we can define what is rest. So what do you mean by rest? So that is the vice versa, the reverse of the motion. So object doesn't change its position with respect to the time and also to the fixed frame of reference. If you want, you can write that, or else just you can stop that. The object which doesn't change its position with respect to the time is nothing but rest. So the vice versa, the reverse of the motion is rest. Okay, so how can we define the rest? So rest, we can define it as if a body does not change its position with respect to its surroundings, the body is said to be at rest. Example: a table lying at a room is at rest with respect to the walls of the room. So like that you can give other so many examples. Okay, I hope all of you understood what do you mean by at rest. If a body does not change its position with respect to its surrounding, the body is said to be at rest. A table lying in a room is at rest with respect to the walls of the room. Okay, so this we can say it as a rest. Okay, so now do one thing, all of you keep 100 pages, points book. If you have any old books, you can keep it for point book, physics points book. Okay, physics points book. So you need to make the points, make note of the points. So what you understood from this class today? Actually, we discussed about what is motion, what is rest, and examples of the motion and rest. So you should write that these things in the class, that is point in the points book. Okay, so you can write these 2 points in the points book and with the examples. And also in the homework, so give some examples, give some examples of motion and rest other than this, other than whatever what is there in the what is there in the video. Other than this, you need to give some other examples of motion and rest. That is your homework. I hope all of you understood. Okay, we see in the next video. Have a nice evening. Thank you. Bye.